It's 6 in the morning. You're still in bed, but you already have your phone in your hand. 5 minutes of scrolling and you've already seen 3 perfect beach houses, 2 cars of the year, a promotion at work that wasn't yours, and at least 5 relationships that seem like something out of a romantic movie. And you haven't even had breakfast yet. Do you know what just happened? You have just been robbed. Not of your money, not of your things, but of something much more valuable, your peace of mind. There is an invisible thief that is sabotaging your happiness every day, and it has a name: social comparison. The statistic is scary. 89% of Americans compare themselves to others on social media at least once a day. That means 9 out of 10 people start their day feeling inadequate before they've even brushed their teeth. And if you think that sounds dramatic, think about this. When was the last time you saw a photo of someone traveling and thought, how cool for them, instead of, why aren't I doing that? We live in the land of opportunity, but we have never felt so lost. We have more access to information, more opportunities to grow, more freedom to choose our path, and yet we walk around with the constant feeling that we are not enough. It is as if the American dream has become a nightmare of impossible expectations. But here's the good news. There is a scientific and practical way out of this trap. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in the next few minutes. First, you need to understand that your brain isn't broken. In fact, it's working exactly as it was supposed to, for a world that no longer exists. Thousands of years ago, when our ancestors lived in small tribes, social comparison was a matter of life and death. If you didn't know where you stood in the group hierarchy, you could be left without food, without protection, without a mate. Your brain has developed a sophisticated system to keep you constantly aware of your social standing. The problem is that this system is still in place today, but now instead of comparing it to 50 people in your tribe, you're comparing it to millions of people on the internet. It's like trying to use a navigation system from the 80s to drive on today's roads. It won't work. Neuroscience shows that when you see something that triggers envy or inadequacy, 3 areas of your brain activate simultaneously. The prefrontal cortex analyzes the situation, the limbic system triggers negative emotions, and the reward center releases a small dose of dopamine that gets you hooked on this cycle of comparison. It's literally a neurological addiction. There's a phenomenon called the spotlight effect that explains why you feel like everyone is watching and judging you. Researchers at renowned universities have found that we overestimate how much other people pay attention to us by up to 200%. You think everyone noticed that you wore the same outfit twice this week, but the truth is no one even noticed. Everyone is too busy worrying about their own lives. And there's more. Our brain has a brutal confirmation bias. When you believe you're not good enough, you automatically look for evidence to prove that belief. If you think you're not successful, you'll notice every promotion you didn't get, every goal you didn't meet, every opportunity you missed. It's as if you have an inadequacy detector on 24 hours a day. Social media has taken this already broken system and given it steroids. Every like, every comment, every view sends a rush of dopamine through your brain. You become addicted to external validation while also being constantly bombarded with other people's perfect lives. It's the perfect toxic combination. But comparison isn't a one-faced monster. In fact, there are 4 main types of comparisons that control your life, and you probably don't even realize when they're in your control. The first type is material comparison. You're familiar with this one. So-and-so bought a new house. So-and-so got a new car. Everyone has the latest smartphone except me. We live in a culture where a person's worth seems to be directly tied to what they own. It's the keeping up with the Joneses mentality taken to the extreme. You work hard to buy things you don't need with money you don't have, to impress people who don't even like you. The second type is achievement comparison. LinkedIn has become a battlefield where everyone is sharing promotions, awards, lectures, certificates. You see a former college friend become a VP at 30 and you automatically start questioning your own choices. Should I have taken that job? Why is everyone else growing faster than me? Should I be making more money at this age? The American overachiever culture has turned professional success into a race with no finish line. The third type is relationship comparison. Everyone on Instagram seems to have found their soulmate. Perfect couples on perfect vacations, anniversary celebrations with expensive gifts, cinematic marriage proposals. What about you? You can barely get a match on the dating app. The pressure to find the one in a culture that romanticizes perfect love has created a generation of people feeling inadequate because they don't have an Instagram-worthy relationship. And the fourth type is lifestyle comparison. FOMO, fear of missing out, has become an epidemic. Everyone is always doing something amazing. Climbing mountains, trying out unique restaurants, learning new skills, traveling to exotic places. You look at your normal life with its normal problems and normal routine and feel like you're wasting your life. What do all these types have in common? They make you focus on what you don't have instead of what you do have. They make you believe that happiness is something you need to achieve, buy, or find outside, when in fact it's already available within. Now, I'm going to give you 4 practical techniques to break this cycle. These aren't abstract theories, they're tools that work in the real world with real people in real situations. The first technique is strategic gratitude. I'm not talking about the generic, be grateful for what you have, kind of gratitude. I'm talking about a specific scientific approach. Every day before you pick up your phone, you're going to identify 3 things that are uniquely you. Not, I'm grateful for my family, that's too vague. But rather, I'm grateful for the way my dog greets me when I get home. I'm grateful for knowing how to make that special recipe I learned from my grandmother. I'm grateful for having the ability to make people laugh when they're sad. These are things that no one else in the world has exactly the way you do. This rewires your brain to focus on your uniqueness instead of your shortcomings. The second technique is conscious digital curation. You need to do a brutal audit of your social media. If someone makes you feel bad about your life every time they post something, click unfollow. It's not about getting angry at them, it's about protecting your mental health. Set timers for Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Feed the algorithm with content that inspires you instead of demeaning you. Follow people who show you behind the scenes, not just the highlights. Turn your timeline into a tool for growth, not self-sabotage. The third technique is cognitive reframing. Whenever you feel a twinge of envy or inadequacy, instead of thinking, they have it and I don't, shift to, what can I learn from this? Did someone get a promotion? Instead of feeling bad, think, what skills did this person develop that I can develop too? Is someone on an amazing trip? Instead of feeling inadequate, think, how can I better plan my own experiences? Turn comparison into curiosity, envy into inspiration. The fourth technique is identity anchors. You need to define 3 non-negotiable personal values that define who you are, regardless of what anyone else does or has. This could be, I am someone who always helps people. I am someone who never gives up on my dreams. I am someone who treats everyone with respect. When you have these anchors clear, other people's external achievements stop shaking your identity. You know who you are, regardless of any comparisons. If you implement these 4 techniques for the next 30 days, your life will change dramatically. And I'm not exaggerating. Here's a specific action plan. In the first week, focus solely on strategic gratitude. Wake up, identify your 3 unique things and only then pick up your phone. In the second week, add digital curation. Clean up your social media and set time limits. In the third week, practice cognitive reframing. Every time you compare yourself, turn it into a learning experience. In the fourth week, define your identity anchors and start making decisions based on them. The result? You will discover something that very few people know, that it is possible to live without the constant need for external validation. You will be able to genuinely celebrate the success of others without feeling that it diminishes yours. You will have the peace of mind to focus on your own journey without looking to the sides. You will become more creative, more productive, and more authentic in your relationships. Imagine waking up in the morning and instead of feeling inadequate, you feel curious about what you're going to create today. Instead of wasting energy comparing yourself, you use that energy to build something meaningful. Instead of seeking approval, you trust your own judgment. This is the power of a life free from comparison. It's not about becoming superior to others, it's about becoming truly yourself. It's about understanding that your happiness doesn't depend on being better than anyone else, but on being true to what you truly value. Comparison steals your joy because it makes you believe that you are in a race where everyone is winning except you. But the truth is that there is no race. There is only your life, your choices, your values, your dreams. And when you stop chasing the approval of others, you can finally chase what really matters to you. Your transformation starts today. Not tomorrow, not on Monday, not after you solve all your problems. Today. Because every day you spend comparing yourself is a day you're not living your own life. And you deserve so much more than that. Choose one of the 4 techniques that makes the most sense to you and start practicing it today. Your happiest, most authentic self is waiting on the other side of this decision.